me, Doc. Welcome back to week 1 of my Tune of the Week series, first week. Hopefully I can keep going. Doing Cluck Old Hen. Seen several types of lessons so far. This one's going to be how to play it in Clawhammer, in open C tuning, and also C sawmill tuning. Alright, so we'll be doing 2 different tunings and 2 different keys, C Mixolydian and C Dorian. Mixolydian will be in the open C tuning, and then the Dorian version will be in the C sawmill tuning. Yeah. Right now, if you don't know the basics of Clawhammer ukulele, go back to my Clawhammer ukulele lessons and make sure you know that before you come in here. Okay. I'll be using a high G ukulele, re-entrant tuned ukulele, which is what I usually do for Clawhammer, but you can use a low tuned ukulele as well. It'll just sound a little bit different. I find it needs a slightly different touch. I accentuate the low note a little bit less when it's low G, because it sort of sticks out a little bit more in my mind. But either way, it works perfectly fine. And we're gonna start learning it in Mixolydian, so we're gonna be in open C tuning, or G, C, E, G. So grab your tuner and tune your A string down to G, or just till it matches this. All right. Once you have that, we can start on the lesson. Okay. I'm gonna start first by learning the chords. There's only gonna be 2 chords to this song. It's gonna be C major in the Mixolydian version, and which is what we're learning now, and B flat. So let's make sure we know those 2 chords. C is easy, right? It's just the open chords. You can make this C7 by fretting these 2 right here, 3rd fret on the 1st and 2nd string. Right, so if you right, and then the 2nd chord is B flat. It's very similar to B flat on regular ukulele tuning, with an extra note. So you're going to take your ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. You're going to take your middle finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. You're going to take your index finger, put it on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then your pinky is going to hit the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So it's a little tricky. It can be a little tricky to coordinate all your fingers, but practice it till you get it. All right. So those are the 2 chords. So the song goes like this. My old hen. Sorry, I gotta get the melody. My old hen, she's a good old hen. She lays eggs for the railroad men. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2. That's enough for the whole dang crew. Cluck old hen, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since way last spring. Cluck old hen, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since way last fall. Right? So if you want, instead of just doing this chord, you can slide the B flat chord up. Now we've got another C chord. My old hen, she's a good old hen. She lays eggs for the railroad men. Sometimes 1, sometimes 2. That's better if you're like vamping. There's no mandolin player and you're trying to copy the mandolin player, because you can mute it. But if you're playing solo, you can go like this. It's really easy. It's just 1 bar of C, 1 bar of B flat, and then 2 bars of C. And the B part and the A part and the B part of the same chords, pretty much. Some versions will do different, but for the versions we're doing, it'll just be pretty much the same. Okay. So if you got that, if you're feeling comfortable with that, we'll do the melody, okay? So, sit. Let me play it. First note is open 1st string. 2, hammer down, and then 5th fret, and then 3rd fret. So now you can do the strum thumb. Now you can do the whole chord, or you can just go like this. So the first part goes, doo, doo, doo. second line goes do, 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 first fret of the second string. And then you can do strum thumb or either the note or this right here. So right, then the first line again. And we're going to do this lick. 3, pull off to 0 on the second string. And then down to the third string from the second fret, slide up to the fourth, and then pull off to the open. So that's the A part. Twice. Easy. Alright, now B part. So, open, second string. Third string. Do, do, strum thumb. Do, do, do. Third fret, third string. Strum thumb. So we do do, do, do. Then we do this part again. Do, do, do. And then down to third fret, fourth string. So far for the B part, we've got do, 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 do. And this part again. Do, 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 do. Then we're going to do this lick that we played in the A part. Part is now, did you notice something there? Yeah. Because this song is based on blues tonality, it comes from the African American music tradition. You can play with the third here and play either the minor third or the major third. So in this lick, we're going up to the major third there. But in this other part, we can hit the minor third. Yeah, it's tricky. I have a video in it about another video about why blues tonality works. I think it's in my blues ukulele series if you want to check it out, but it's not necessary. Just know that minor and major isn't really important. So let me do that A part. I'm going to do the whole thing in minor and then the whole thing in major, and you'll see the difference. Okay? When you're playing these, you can play with either note. So 3-0-3-0 or 3-0-2-4-0. All right, so you can kind of have fun with it. But let's just go over it real slow. All right, doing both ways. thing you see me doing is, I showed you this lick, right? So another way to do that is I do it with drop thumb. I go, instead of going, I can go, instead of going do, do, I can go do, 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 do. If you're comfortable doing drop thumb. But that's pretty much the song. So if you're feeling comfortable with that, we can move on to the Dorian version, which is pretty much exactly the same, except because we changed the tuning, there's some slight differences. You know, like I said, in the Mixolydian version, if you had someone accompanying you, you would probably want to play the chords C and B flat. If you were in the Dorian version and you wanted someone to accompany you, you would probably want the chord C minor and B flat. So we're going to get into C sawmill tuning. So you're going to take this E string and you're going to tune it up to F, just 1/2 step up to F. Now this will be our chord. So our open chord went from a C major, and now it's a C sus4. There's no third in it anymore. If you go like this, it becomes a C5. And this makes it ambiguous, so you can technically play this over a major or a minor C. So let's go over the chords for this first. So first chord can either be this is the C sus4. Some people find that too dissonant. In that case, you can hammer onto the 2nd fret here of the 2nd string. Now you've got a C5, and that's a little bit more consonant. So that's one of these is your first chord. And then your second chord, B flat again. It's fingered slightly differently. So you take your middle finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, your index finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then your ring finger go on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. There you go. You've got your B flat. So you've got cluck old hand, cluck and sing, cluck old hand, cluck old hand, cluck old hand, cluck and sing. Ain't laid an egg since way last spring. Cluck old hand, cluck and squall. Ain't laid an egg since way last fall. Alright, so now we'll learn the melody, okay? So, it's very similar to the Mixolydian one. We're going to go. Now, before we went to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, but now we can just go to the open 2nd string, so it's. Now the lick becomes this. 2-0-3-0. The drop thumb version right here. Alright, now the B part. Just like the last one, it's Dorian, so the main way to do it is in minor, but you can do the major chord, the major third too. So. Fret, 3 on the 3rd, 3 on the 4th string, 3 on the 3rd string. So that's the B part, you just do that twice. So the song goes. I can still throw in the major third. It doesn't sound quite as good as the minor over major, the major over minor, in my opinion, but it still works. You just have to be a little more judicious about it. That's basically how you do the song. If you want to learn how to do some variations, one thing I do a lot is instead of going, I'll just go like this. Just kind of sit on chords. If you're doing a solo version, it doesn't really matter. If you're playing with someone, you probably shouldn't do that. But another thing to do instead of going, sorry, that's my dog. Instead of going doing the second part, you can go like this. So I go. So let's start on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, hammer on to the 5th fret, pull off to the 3rd fret, pull off to the open. That's probably my major variation. You can see in the tabs that I have it written out. Another one is so. So that's just 3rd, pull off to the 2nd, pull off to the O, hit the 3rd fret down here, open string. Basically it. If you have any questions or anything, just write them down, comment. I'm happy to answer them for you, and I'll see you next time.